Question: how honest are you when you do your budget? What? Back in a minute. Hey, good morning. Good morning. Hi, this is Jan from New York City. My channel name is Jan from New York City. Saves money. I love, love, love helping people keep some more of their hard earned money. Do you have a cup of coffee with you? If so, I hope you didn't spend more than $1, because if you did, you paid way too much. Just say it. Just say it. How's everybody doing today? And of course, hope everyone is doing well, bright and sunny, just like the picture you're looking at. Hey, listen, I have a question for everybody. How honest are you when you sit down and create your budget? It reminds me of sort of like, let's think about our stockpiles, our pantries, right? We look at it, beauty metrics, we feel secure, but we're petrified to touch it. What good is it if we can never get into it and just look at it and say, oh, that's nice? Doesn't work like that. That's kind of like not even being honest about your stockpile and why you have one. Just saying, now let's move it over to budgeting. What do I mean by getting honest? Of course, basically, we're honest people, but sometimes we slip up with the numbers, making a mistake when we enter our numbers. What do I mean by that? Prices have changed, let's say considerably, since even 12 to 24 months back. Have you readjusted your actual budget to the actual moment of now? Maybe, know what it is. A lot of people don't want to face their numbers. For whatever the reason, they are number phobic. And in my opinion, that is a huge mistake, because you're not calculating things realistically. You're not calculating things properly. And at the end of the day, you're not budgeting correctly. So, number one, take a moment to really update. You even look at your bills. Some people just, they do everything, automated. They don't even realize that something might have gone up $10 here, $15 there, and so it goes. And of course, again, that's not so much a dishonest budget. We're not talking about being, a dishonest person. We're talking about, it is not the actual budget. It is not a correct budget. So you have to sit down and assess what is really going on. Now, by doing that, that is the best possible way that you can do things to make things better. Because if your mind is still living in the past, on those past numbers, and thinking nothing has changed, everything is the same, something's wrong. Something is wrong. Now, in some cases, some things have not changed. It all depends. I can't tell you that. Every individual circumstance is different. But I could tell you this much: I highly and strongly recommend that you review, all of us, every one of us should review our budgets. I would say every so often, a couple times a year, whatever time you think deems necessary. If something doesn't seem right, if you find yourself being able to save, not being able to save, excuse me, as much as you would like to, then there was some change in your situation. Then you have to make a decision, because by being honest and staring at your numbers, you need to make a decision. Well, the first thing you want to do is tighten the old belt, right? That's the first line of defense right away. Make those phone calls. Prepper Princess says it all the time, and she's 100% right. And I have said this myself a number of times, like when I call my electric company every single year, to get the best possible, reduction. And I have an equal level payment plan, of which I know already, no surprise, I know specifically the number. I'm okay with the number. And as far as I'm concerned, that works for me. Every unique circumstance is different. But to just not take that minute to lift up the phone, I mean, we're talking about the possibility of saving hundreds of dollars all the time. People could do this. This is easy. This is easy. But I say this, here's where I slightly differ in things. I say, yes, make those calls. But then after those calls, you still work with your budget with your food at the same time. So it's not one, in my mind's eye, it doesn't say one versus the other. It's the same level, equal playing field of importance. Because once those calls are made, well, the call's made and things are already in place. But the thing is, make those calls. You see, that it goes back to having the honest budget. Some people are okay with not making certain changes. How can, and this, here's the part that baffles me. It doesn't shock me though, but it baffles me. There's a difference. I'm confused, highly confused. I get baffled. Many times, the same people who complain about their budget, they complain about rising costs. They complain, hey, no one likes rising costs. I mean, I'm, I don't know about you, but I'm not into it either. However, what could we do about it? Now, we can't necessarily change rising costs around us, but we can certainly change the way we react to the rising costs. Okay. Sometimes there are situations in life where we think, we can't live without this item. We can't live without that item. We have to have it, have to have it, have to, have to, have to. And we're just not willing to make the adjustment. That's part of having an honest budget too. But also be realistic and open and honest enough to know how you really do live your lifestyle, for example. I never really say never, ever, ever go out to eat. That's unrealistic. That's unrealistic. However, if you're trying to save and you're on a tight or budget, obviously the thing to do is to cut it down. Cut it down. Don't go 5, 6 times a month. Make it a treat, a real treat that you will really appreciate it if you only go out to eat maybe once or twice a month versus 6, 7, 8 times. There's no treat in that. That's like a walk in the park. You're just so used to it. Here's the question. Are you, me, anyone willing to make those changes, to keep your budget as realistic as possible, to keep your budgeting as honest as possible? Now, I'm not saying that I don't understand that you want to change your scenery, whatever. Find creative ways. We could be so creative in so many ways. We can make lots of videos. We're handcrafters. Some people sew, some people, crochet or knit or whatever. Wonderful, wonderful talents. We can take the same brains that were given to us and become creative without cooking so we don't get bored. We could go for that couple of cents more and buy those paper plates to cut down on dirty dishes or whatever. We could make one pot meals already done up for us in the slow cooker, one pot. We're not talking about 10 pots here, one pot. And we're not so tired and the meal is waiting for you at the end of a long day. Just saying. So let's use the creative wheels that we have. Let's get perfectly honest with the numbers on our budget. Let's really know what bills we are paying because things have changed a bit in the last couple of years. And don't forget to tally up any change as far as, gas usage and everything else. It is then and only then that we could correct the problem and make it better. How do we correct the problem? Severely cut back on certain useless things and / create a larger income through a side hustle is my best recommendation. All right, everybody have an amazing, fantastic day. Don't forget to smash the like button if you found value in this video. Thank you very much.